All right, let's look at the homework 14.4, problem number 2. All right, so first box is for the first partial with respect to x. So let's do that. All right, so partial derivative with respect to x, 3, so it's just going to be 0 since it's a constant. Here, we would have to use the product rule. So you have natural log. So derivative of x and times natural log. Derivative of x is 1. And then you have a natural log of xy minus 9. All right. And a plus. Right. Then we have a x times derivative of natural log of xy minus 9. So we would have xy minus 9 on the bottom. Then we have to multiply by derivative of xy with respect to x is going to be y. So I'm going to have to put y here. All right, so that would be the partial derivative with respect to x. And the partial derivative with respect to y is going to be pretty similar, I think. So here, x is just going to be a number. So I put it here, right? And then partial derivative of natural log of xy minus 9 would be, so I would have to put xy minus 9 on the bottom, right? Then partial derivative of this guy with respect to y would be x. So we're going to have another x, so I'm going to put x squared. All right, so that would be the partial with respect to y. All right, so if you want to find the partial with respect to x at the 5, 2, we just have to plug in those values. So 5, 2, so 5 times 2 is 10. So natural log of 1, which is 0. All right, then you have 5 times 2, so it's 10 on top, and 10 minus 9, so 1 on the bottom, so it's going to be just 10. So I'm going to put 10 here. All right. And for the partial with respect to y, so we're going to put the 5 for x. So we're going to have 25 over 10 minus 9. So it's going to be just a 25. All right, so it says that the both partial with respect to x and partial with respect to y are continuous functions for x is greater than or equal to. All right, so we have to make sure that here, xy minus 9 has to be positive, so it has to be greater than 9. Right, and f is differentiable at the 5, 2. Find the linearization. Right, so linearization is we have to find f of 5, 2. So you just plug in 5 and 2. It's going to be 5 times 10 minus, so 10 minus 9 is 1. Natural log of 1 is actually 0. So you're just going to get 3 here. Plus, all right, partial with respect to x at the 5, 2 is 10. So I'm going to use this number. So it's going to be 10. And then you have x minus 5. And then partial with respect to y at the 5, 2 is 25. So we're going to put the 25 times y minus y value is 2. Right? So that would be the linearization. Remember that this is like a z0 or f of x0, y0. So we know that. And this is a partial with respect to x. This is partial with respect to y. And this is just the x minus x0. x0 is 5. Y minus y0. y0 is 2. All right. So let's double check. Submit for testing. All right. I came back and looks like we got everything correctly. All right. That's it. I hope that this was clear.